Hello guys, how are you? It's me Sulaiman Khan, and today there's an important data regarding gold, regarding all the market, and that data is CPI. So today we are going to discuss first of all little bit regarding CPI, that what does CPI mean and when this data is coming. So first of all, before without wasting time, we will go towards the Forex Factory website. So as you guys can see that regarding at 5:30 p.m. according to Pakistan time frame, so right now it's 2:58 p.m. so after 2.5 hours there's a data of regarding CPI, and the CPI data is very much important. And if you want if you don't have a knowledge regarding CPI, so you have to watch my previously videos, and I will also link that video with this video. So you will get a knowledge regarding the CPI, that what does CPI basically means. I will little bit give you the short note on the behalf of CPI. Basically, CPI is the based on the prices of good, or like food, clothing, shelter, fuels, drugs, and all these dentists, like all these things, all the goods and services that people buy for day-to-day living. This data is based on the behalf of that. So on the behalf of this data, we usually analyze that what is going on in the economy, either inflation is rising or either what is going on in the economy. So right now you have seen that previously from last due to coronavirus and all these things, and after that right now due to Russia and Ukraine crisis, and also there's a lockdown in the China, again there's a fear of COVID. So due to all these things, inflation was rising a lot, and that was also pumping. So that also becomes right now recession for us. So due to recession fear right now, you know that from last 1.5 week 2 weeks markets are crashing. If you will go towards the trading view, and you guys can see on the behalf of gold, that gold is also rising very badly. And if you will check it out, the oil prices that are also falling very badly. So gold is also falling very badly. So right now we will discuss some important areas. So on the behalf of gold, that what should we have to do, and what are the possible things, and what are the possible aspects in the gold chart on the behalf of technically, which we should have to follow to check it out our trades. So right now, if you guys can see here, that I have opened a monthly time frame chart. So this video will be a little bit detailed video. So because in this video I will try my best to give you the overall technical knowledge regarding gold, that what is going on in the gold, and on the behalf of technically what should you have to do regarding trades. So if you will open the line chart, so you guys can see that previously gold was trying to create, if you look at here more clearly, so it was looks like a little bit M pattern. So it was like that formation. You guys can see that previously from here market starts, market gives us a M, then after markets later consolidate here, but again from here it completes its again M pattern, and right now it is trying to again fall downside, but instead of falling downside, it should have to at least retest these areas. And after, as I mentioned in my previous videos, that the gold should have to at least retest 1760 or these type of areas, so for the deep fall towards approximately this area, approximately 1577 or 1600 area. So this is what I was expecting on the monthly time frame chart. Now if I will tell you one more thing on the weekly time frame chart, if I will open the candles chart, so you guys can see that from here, look at here from here, that previously gold was creating the higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, and higher highs, higher lows. Then after that higher high, then higher low, then it becomes the lower lows, lower highs, and lower lows. So from here, this was the area 1900, where we have seen that gold is trying to change its trend from the bullish to bearish in the monthly time frame chart. So if I will use to do the analysis on the behalf of the trend, first of all I should have to take my Fibonacci retracement level from the high to the low of the impulse. So if you will see here, so guys, right now there are some possible areas. So that area is approximately, if you look at here, 38.2 retracement level. And what is this area? That is 1687. This is the area. Now look, this area is telling, chart is also telling me that 1688, this was the area where we should have to look for the buy trade, or from here market can go towards the upside. Like that, this would be the possibility that market will go there, little bit fake breakout, and after that market again turns upside. Our second possibility is that also that market can straightly falls downside till this area, that is 1500. Then after that, from here market tries to stumble. But if market will break this area 1680, then we can hope for the approximately 1500 area. But that's a weekly monthly time frame chart analysis. So I know that this would be a little bit shocking for you guys, but this is also the possibility in the market. And one more thing, if you will observe on the monthly time frame chart, as I've drawn the Fibonacci retracement level, so right now market is also trying to give me a little bit trend line of Fibonacci, that is also telling me that from here also gold market can go slightly upside. But you have to keep mention these few areas. I will mark these areas in my trades, so it will help out me in the higher time frame charts. And also I will mark 61.8 retracement level, so you have to also mark this area. So for the other things, I will delete the drawings. Then we will move towards the daily time frame charts, that what are the weekly time frame chart, and what are the possibilities on the weekly time frame chart, where we should have to check it out the trades and where we should have to hold our trades. So right now again, if you look at here, as I mentioned in my previous videos, that in last video you have seen that gold has created here the head and shoulder pattern. So market was from this was area, head area, market has created the head. Then after that market shoulder, then market creates the head. Then this was a neckline, market again goes upside towards the head, and the second head was also completed. Now market is falling downside. But again, if you look at here, market, I'm telling that 1780, 1760, this was the possible area that gold should have to retest at least for the head and shoulder pattern confirmation. Then after that again gold can be fallen downside. So this is also a possibility. But right now, if you look at here on the weekly time frame chart, there I can see there's a possibility of the trend line also, that this is a possibility that from here gold can also little bit moves downside. This trend line will be more clear in the daily time frame chart, so we will draw this trend line in the daily time frame chart. So right now on the weekly time frame chart, what are the possible areas I can see? So right now the most important zone, there I can see the zones instead of areas. So if you look at here on the behalf of zone, I will draw the zones. The same zone, that is approximately, this is the possible zone. Yeah, you have to wait at least 1670. At least 1670, you take your hair buy trades, because this is a demanding area for the gold. And also the next area, you guys can see that if market will be unable to stay there, I can see 1500 level. So you have to take your trades very properly. So, and also if you look at here on the behalf of candles, you guys can see that there's a lot of bearing pressure. That is just because of recession. Even though recession is not going on, like that, if you will check it out, the recent data of NFP, non-farm payrolls, so it is giving a little bit touch, being a market analyst, that it is giving a little bit touch that there's a little slightly, there's no that much recession. That is just because of recession fear. So when recession, when there's a fear in the market, that can according to my knowledge, that can, even though destruction, that can cause the destruction in the market. So right now today data would be very much important for the weekly and monthly time frame candles. So right now, if you will move here on the daily time frame chart, so there we will find out some candles, that what should be the areas we should have to watch. So on the daily time frame chart, if I will draw the trend line, as I was mentioning the trend line, so this is the possible trend line. Right now I can see Yeah, so this is a possible trend line that I can see right now. So, and this was also the, you know, the triangular trend line also. If you look at here, the draw the trend line also downside. So if I will draw the trend line from the downside also, so you will be also able to check it out. Or either I will have to do from the here to there, so then that's most properly. Yeah, before that market was in that zone area. So previously, if you check it out, that market was doing this and that. Market was testing upside, then again coming to a trend line, again doing that area. As I mentioned, that this was a consolidation zone area. Now again market again falls downside. Again I should think so that gold should have to at least gives us a little bit retest that to confirm the proper entries. But because this is a market fear, so I think I can see that maybe in future gold will go slightly upside to complete that areas. So if you look at on the behalf of that, I have also tell you on the behalf of daily time frame chart that this is a possible area. Right now we have again 1680. So if gold will not be stay in this area, then we can look for the approximately 1680, and also the daily time frame chart. Now on 4-hour time frame chart, I will try my best to give you the more better results, that where you should have to look for the sell or buy trades. So sorry for my internet. So if you move here, yeah, on the 4-hour time frame chart, guys, if you will see here that right now we are at the possible areas and possible zone where I can look for the buy and sell trade. So you have to make sure this area, if you guys can see here, that this is the area approximately 1722, as I mentioned today in the signal also, and we have secured a very good profits on the behalf of in the public group also and in our VIP also, that until 1718, I'm again repeating, until 1718 you should have to wait for the market. As market will give us closing below 1718, then your targets would be 1680, and that's a huge approximately 400 pips. So you have to make sure this area. So this is what I am expecting right now in the gold market. So if you guys can see here that I am again explaining that if market will not be stable here, I will look for the downside. Approximately 1680 would be my targets. And the second thing is that one more thing, if we will watch the candles above 1720 more clearly, you will see some clear informations. The clear informations are that you guys can see on the 4-hour time frame chart that market is trying to create a bullish engulfing and also the bearish engulfings. And also you guys can see in this area that market is trying to consolidate, and also once market is trying to create to cover this bearish candle, but after that again market is trying to fall downside. So if we will get one more thing on the behalf of technically, I'm just telling, if we will get this 4-hour candle like that on this type of area, like that this is type of area, then also we can look for the slightly upside movements. But right now guys, actually on the 4-hour time frame chart, I will also try to make sure some areas with you guys. So this is the one more area that will create the problem for the gold, and that also creating the resistance for the gold. So right now what I am thinking, according to CPI, I'm thinking that gold will go like that, 1733, 1732, this area. Then after that comes downside, again moves upside straightly towards the 1755 or 1760. And there's one more possibility. Is that if gold will be goes there and gold will be unable to break this area, I'm again mentioning 1732 till 1734. If gold will be unable to break this area, then I can see straight falls till 1722. And if 1722 will not be broken, then again upside. But after that, before I can think so that market can go more downside. So this is what guys I am expecting from the market right now. So if you have any question regarding all these things, you guys can ask from me personally in the Telegram, Rio Suleiman. And if you guys have any question, you guys can ask in the videos comments. I have tried my best to explain the gold very briefly on the monthly, weekly, and the daily and the 4-hour time frame chart. I hope so that there would not be much more questions, but you should have to appreciate us by liking, by sharing our content, and by appreciations, and you have to share this with your friends and family members. Thank you very much. Stay blessed.